2 of the penultimate series between the Kicks and the Sounds. Let's take you to our national anthem. Well, we're ready for baseball, the penultimate series, Game 2, as it's the Kicks and the Nashville Sounds. Last night, Nashville came from behind, came out and knocked off the Kicks by the final score of 7-3, knocking the Kicks to their 3rd consecutive defeat, and New Orleans falling a game under 500 at 66-67. Tim Grubbs, Ron Swoboda joining you at the ballpark. 83 degrees here at the ballpark. Feels like 90. We did have some rain in the area today, but hopefully it's all gone, and we're ready for baseball as we get you ready for Game 2. Dylan Peters gets the start for New Orleans. Boog Powell lead it off, then Franklin Barreto, then Dustin Fowler. The middle 3 is Anthony Garcia, Sheldon Noisy, then B.J. Boyd. Bottom 3rd is Steve Lombardozzi, Bruce Maxwell, and Jorge Mateo, rounding out the starting 9 as we get you ready for baseball. Dylan Peters, see what he can go with tonight.
Well, yeah, you and I saw him in Round Rock. He won the ball game, 7 innings, 9 hits, 2 runs only given up. His ERA at home is way better than it is on the road, but his last 5 starts have been on the road, and he's won 4 of them with a no decision thrown in and 1 loss. So he's done okay, I think, holding it together. He's a 4-pitch guy now. With a fastball in the low 90s, he'll mix in a real good curveball and a changeup, and he's been working on a slider that he may throw 2 or 3 times a game, just trying to work it into his repertoire. But he does do better statistically at home, and that's where he is as we speak.
Here's Boog Powell, who will step into the batter's box. .219 batting average, no homers, 7 runs batted in. And the pitch is going to be taken here for a strike now to the batter, Boog Powell. Left-handed batter here against the left-handed Dylan Peters. Glad to have you here.
Yes, absolutely. Boog is his nickname.
Real name is Herschel.
Herschel. I guess if your name was, well, I shouldn't. There might be a lot of guys out there that love being Herschel, like Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker. Herschel Greer, the old stadium in Nashville. The big guitar, the original big guitar.
Or Herschel Bar. No, that's Hershey Bar. Just joking. But no, Boog Powell was the old first baseman with the Baltimore Orioles, and a guy that we played. I was lucky enough to play against him in the 1969 World Series.
I was lucky enough to eat Boog's barbecue in Baltimore.
Luckier than we were. As a matter of fact.
2-pitch ground ball short, and picking it is the shortstop onto first base. Not going to be in time. If you've ever been to Oriole Park at Camden Yards,
it's good.
It's in right field. There's Utah Street right in front of the warehouse. Boog's barbecue. Good
that was
stuff.
A curveball that Boog Powell hit to the shortstop on his backhand. Powell, obviously, he waited good on a curveball and hit it on one hop to our shortstop, Peter Mooney, and beat the wrap at first base. Powell can run,
and he beat it out.
Speed on.
Kicks didn't do anything wrong. It was just, he just hustled it out on a ball that wasn't hit all that hard.
Yeah, it was a good location, a good two-strike approach, put the ball in play, and, you know, a guy with speed, you put it in play on the left side, you got a chance.
Ball and no strikes now to the batter, Franklin Barreto, and the 1-0 pitch going to miss up high. Yeah, go to Baltimore, get yourself some Boog's barbecue and a Natty Bow to wash it down and wash the O's.
There's heaven, and you're close to it when you're doing that.
2 balls and no strikes here to the batter, Franklin Barreto. Homered in the ballgame last night. Part of a back-to-back attack.
Yeah,
him and Anthony Garcia.
They mixed their order up a little bit tonight with a left-hander out there. Barreto in the 2 hole with 18 home runs.
2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1 pitch.
Nice. Breaking ball. He threw a fastball by him, 2-0, and then a curveball. So, evening the count.
That's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
A shot of Ernie Baylor there, the Baby Cakes manager, his 2nd year.
2-2 pitch called. 3rd strike. Barreto didn't like it.
Woo. Well, it's a great job by Chad Wallach to pull that one up into the strike zone. He just did a great job of framing it up in there, I thought. And he got the call from...
Got the call. And
Ziegler, the home plate umpire. That was a present, I think. Where was it? No,
I don't know. It was close.
The track man said the ball got a piece of the zone. We'll go with that.
Yeah. Runner going. The pitch is a strike. Throw down to second base. Got him.
Wow.
Gunned him down. Boog Powell legs it out and hustles for an infield hit, but then gets gunned down moments away. Caught stealing 2-6 for the 2nd out of the inning.
That was a sensational catch and throw by Wallach, who I don't think you can get rid of it much faster. That was a decent jump by Powell.
I thought it was too. I was expecting him to be safe, and then all of a sudden I looked and I was like, whoa.
Well, you know, besides the fact that he got rid of it so quickly, the throw was right on the money and the tag right there. Nice. Curveball, swing and a miss.
1 ball and 2 strikes now to the batter, Dustin Fowler. .344 batting average, 4 homers, 27 runs batted in. To the batter, Dustin Fowler, and the pitch called, 3rd strike. Good start to this ball game for the Cake starter, Dylan Peters. He's been good at home, gives up a leadoff hit, but the caught stealing and a couple of punch-outs get him out of the 1st. We played a half inning. Sounds nothing. Cakes coming to bat. This is Cakes Baseball. Ball game moving into the bottom of the 1st. Let's take a look at the starting lineup here for the Cakes. Lewis Brinson will lead it off. Then it'll be Isan Diaz and then Christian Adames. Middle 3 is going to be Christian Adames, Peter O'Brien, Tomas Tillis. The bottom 3rd is J.B. Shuck, Chad Wallach, Braxton Lee, and Peter Mooney. Starting lineups, as always, brought to you by our good friends at NTB, National Tire and Battery. Here's a fly ball into center field. And the center fielder coming over is Fowler, who's going to get underneath this one and make the catch.
Brinson hit it pretty good, but it wasn't leaving the ballpark. That was a fastball. This guy's a fastball slider guy, low 90s fastball. We'll see him 2, maybe 3 innings if everything goes well, Ramirez. This is a bullpen game for them. We may see 3, 4 guys, depending on how things go.
No balls and a strike. 0-1 now to the batter, Isan Diaz, a .217 batting average. 3 home runs, 14 runs batted in, and the pitch going to be taken here for a ball, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike.
Ramirez, 27 years old.
1-1 pitch going to be taken outside here for a ball. It's now 2 balls and a strike now to the batter, Isan Diaz.
That looked like a changeup behind that fastball slider combo.
2-1 pitch, ground ball up the line, first base side foul, and we'll try it again now with the count being evened up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Ramirez, 6'5", 205 from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Had some big league time this year with Toronto and Oakland.
2 balls and 2 strikes here, and the 2-2 pitch. Did he go? He was able to hold up. Ball 3, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Up with Toronto a little bit last year before he came this way.
Yeah, originally signed as a free agent by the Blue Jays. Came up through their organization, was a waiver claim.
Yeah, this May they grabbed him.
Yep, May 20th of this year. Came over to Oakland, ground ball, hit towards first. Lombardozzi, who's played a lot of first base this year, fields it and steps on the bag for the out, and there's 2 outs. Lombardozzi, who was, for the most part, our everyday second baseman a year ago, making his 65th start at first base this year. Pretty cool.
Well, you know, when you got other guys to handle the other spots, and you know Lombo is ready to play, give him any kind of glove you want to give him, and he'll go out there and put it to use.
This one is going to be popped up into center field, and the center fielder will get underneath it in Fowler, and the catch is made, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We have played an inning here on this Wednesday night at the Shrine. Kicks and Sounds scoreless. Back here at the ballpark, we played an inning. It's the Cakes and the Nashville Sounds scoreless ball game heading into the second inning. One of the heroes of last night, Anthony Garcia, will step into the batter's box. Hit home runs, number 22 and 23.
That's the most ever. His 87 RBIs at this point in time, also career highs for him. So, you know, this is a fella who's been at it a little while, but he's 26 years old from Puerto Rico, 18th round pick by the Cardinals originally, but it looks like he's starting to figure out how to hit and hit with some power. And if that doesn't put you in the picture at 26 years old, I don't know what will.
He's just one of the several Cardinals that are floating around minor league baseball. Guys that, you know, that came up in their system and didn't do it.
They move so much talent around. They find it, and sometimes they move it along.
Yep. 2-0 pitch missing here for a ball. It's now 3 balls and no strikes. By the way, congrats are in order. Mike Schilt, who is the manager in Memphis for years, was the interim manager of the St. Louis Cardinals, is now been named the full-time manager of the St. Louis Cardinals. Got a 3-year deal. I got to talk to him quite a bit over the years that he came through here, and so did you, and I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, excellent. You know, when those guys that have done the dirty work down in the minor leagues and they get that call to the big leagues, and then as an interim guy gets the go-ahead, gets the contract for 3 years, that's awesome.
3-2 pitch going to be up and away here for ball 4. He walked him, so Garcia will draw the walk, and it's a leadoff base runner for the third baseman, Sheldon Neuse. Sheldon Neuse, N-E-U-S-E. He is their third baseman. The general manager of the Nashville Sounds is Adam Noose, N-U-S-E. So their names are very similar.
That E makes all the difference.
I don't know if they ended up doing some sort of promo with the two guys, but I'm sure they did. This one is going to be swung on and missed here for a strike. 0-1 now to the batter.
Good lively fastball right there.
Noisy leads the Pacific Coast League in games played. Today is his 130th game played in.
Wow.
He's played in essentially all but 4 games this year for the Nashville Sounds. 1 ball and 1 strike.
We'd have a guy like Mooney would have done it, except he got hurt and missed a bunch.
1 ball and 1 strike. Ground ball picked by the third baseman Adames. Gets it to second for 1. On to first around the horn. A double play ball. Nicely done. 5-4-3 on the twin killing.
That was pretty slick. Adames took it on his backhand and made a great throw. Long way to second base. Second baseman Isan Diaz got it and got rid of it in a hurry, and that was an easily done double play when you looked at it, except it wasn't easy.
So here's B.J. Boyd, who will step into the batter's box. And the pitch going to be taken for a strike. 0-1.
Boyd 0 for 4 last night. Scored a run in that explosive 10th inning when it all came a cropper for the Baby Cakes.
1 ball and 1 strike now to the batter, B.J. Boyd. Base is empty, scoreless ball game, and the 1-1 pitch. This one down the third base line, and it's just foul.
In the early going, looks like the ball's coming off, the fastball is coming off of Dylan Peters' hand very well. You know, you're seeing guys take them, taking fastballs, hitting behind it. They are getting better swings at his curveball, though. It might be something they're looking for. I don't know. He's got a good one. But there's a difference between the real good one with snap and the one that looks like it's big, but it kind of rolls. You know, it doesn't have that same bite to it.
2 balls and 2 strikes now to the batter, B.J. Boyd. And the 2-2 swung through and struck him out. A strikeout of B.J. Boyd, and the inning is over. 3 Ks for Dylan Peters here in the early going. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on base. Our ball game is going to go to the bottom of the second. Cakes and Sounds scoreless. This is Cakes Baseball. Inning and a half of baseball in the books from the Shrine on Airline here on this Wednesday night. Welcome back out to the Bart's Office Furniture Studios, setting the standard by which all other commercial relocation companies are judged. That's Bart's Office Furniture. Tim Grubbs, Ron Swoboda joining you here at the ballpark. Here's Peter O'Brien who steps in. O'Brien takes the first pitch down low here for ball 1. 1-0 now to the batter, Peter O'Brien. Game 2 of this 3-game set. Nashville won the first game.
Yeah, I thought we were in pretty good shape. We get through the 9th inning with a goose egg, and the Baby Cakes win last night's game.
1-0 pitch going to be taken here for a strike, and the count is now even down at a ball and a strike. 1-1 now to the batter, Peter O'Brien.
5 for his last 19 with 5 RBIs. In his last 10 games, he is 10 for 38 with 13 runs driven in.
1-1 pitch is going to be popped up, foul territory, back and out of play. And we'll try it again now with the count being at a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 now to the batter, O'Brien.
He's driven in 7 runs against this Nashville team, so he's been just a great get. Signing him as a free agent was a good get for the Baby Cakes.
Pitch going to miss outside here for a ball. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2.
Asked him the other day if he was going to play winter ball, and he was kind of interested. I said, wow, you know, you look like you might have found a little something about yourself as that breaking ball misses. If that's true, maybe you need to go play and make sure you ingrain what you think you've picked up this year working with Tommy Gregg. And
3 balls and 2 strikes now to the batter. And the 3-2 pitch gone is a strikeout victim, and O'Brien is gone.
Pretty good little curveball right there.
Here's Talise, the designated hitter.
What a battle he had last night with Liam Hendricks, who closed this game out for Nashville. Hendricks, the guy, throws 97 tops, and he gets on you in a hurry, and he and Tomas had a heck of a battle last night. Tomas hit a line drive to the shortstop. He's still swinging the bat pretty good, and starts off with a single tonight.
As there's a base hit into right. Brings up J.B. Shuck back in the lineup. Has missed the last 2 games. We were in Round Rock the other day when he stole second base. And Shuck, it was Cliff Pennington, the shortstop, came down and busted
right
some cleats right into his forearm. Got a couple of stitches. Had some swelling. For those folks that are watching the ball game on television, you could see a black bandage wrapped around his forearm. That's exactly where it happened. Or I guess it's navy blue, not black.
Yeah, man.
Now that I see the colors.
Nicely with his undershirt. And
yep, bandage wrapped around it. So he had to miss a couple of days. Make sure everything is okay. The 0-1 pitch. Fortunate, you know, he had told me when I saw him the other day that he thought he originally broke his arm. That would have been very unfortunate.
That didn't feel good.
Nope. You have the weight of a shortstop coming down on it, but
good thing was his arm was on the ground.
On the ground. That probably saved it.
You know.
1-1 pitch.
Good breaking ball there. Ramirez's stuff has been pretty sharp tonight.
1 ball and 2 strikes now to the batter. J.B. Shuck. And the 1 ball, 2 strike delivery now with 1 away. Runner going, and the pitch is going to be down in the dirt. And that'll be a stolen base for Talise. What a time to run. Talise doesn't run all that often. He was going, and he gets himself into second base. For Tomas Talise, it is his 3rd stolen base of the season.
Gets himself in scoring position. There was hardly anybody you would see hotter than Shuck when he was rolling there a couple of weeks ago.
Indeed. 2-2 pitch swung on, a little dribbler right in front of the plate. It's going to be picked up by the catcher. That ball went about a foot in front of home plate, and yet J.B. Shuck was thrown out by about a foot. He really hustled up the line, and Bruce Maxwell picked it up, threw it onto first base to get the out.
Yeah, that was, you know, it might have been he didn't hurry because he didn't have to, but as a result, Tomas had to kind of hang there because if he'd have bolted off a second, he could have gotten in trouble. So he had to stick a little close.
Pitch going to be down in the dirt. Got away a little bit.
Chad Wallach. Been swinging the bat pretty good. course, handles things behind home plate.
1 ball and no strikes now with 2 away. Now to the batter, Chad Wallach.
9 for his last 27.
The 1-0 pitch popped him up into right. Powell was drifting back, and Boog Powell gets underneath it and makes the catch, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, a stolen base, a man left in scoring position. Kicks and sounds. Scoreless. Our ball game heads to the 3rd from the Shrine. We're scoreless. Back here at the ballpark, we played 2. It's the Cakes and the Nashville Sound. Steve Lombardozzi will step into the batter's box to lead it off here for Nashville. Folks hanging out in the front row over there, drinking a few Corona here on this Wednesday night at the stadium. Thanks for joining us. It's the Cakes taking on the Nashville Sounds. So Lombo will step in.
Lombo sucked up an 0 for, I believe, last night.
And
0 for 5, as a matter of fact, with a couple of Ks.
Taken here for strike, 0-1 now to the batter, Lombardozzi.
Those 0 for 5s feel heavy when you carry them off the field. They did win a ball game, though, so all was not lost. As
pitch going to be taken here for a ball, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike now to the batter. Dylan Peters in his 3rd inning of work. You know, we talked about this the other day. Peters, as a starting pitcher, his home road splits have been impressive, and you know, I don't, not a whole lot of explanation on why he pitches so much better at home as opposed to the road. 2 ball, 1 strike pitch. A home 2-4 with a 2.40 ERA in 7 starts. On the road, 3-3 with a 9.12 ERA in 10 starts.
a couple of big explosions on the road might be the answer.
Fly ball into center. Center fielder is going to be Lewis Brinson, who makes the catch. And the out is made, and there's 1 away now to the batter. So with 1 down, it brings up the catcher, Bruce Maxwell.
Appreciate Lewis Brinson speaking with us. He actually did the interview yesterday. It was a programmed off day for him, but he's pretty much ready to go. He got a little workout on the bike yesterday to try to keep that hip in shape.
Scheduled to play tonight, tomorrow night, and Friday night.
And we probably will say bye-bye.
And I would assume we will say goodbye at that point, as Saturday is September 1st. The Major League rosters expand. The 0-1 pitch swung out and missed here for a strike. So if they called him up today, they would have to send someone down. If they call him up Saturday, they don't have to do that. And you're like, well, they could call him up today and send someone down, as this one's a line drive into left field. And it's going to be a base hit for Bruce Maxwell. Runner is on his way to second base. That ball got by Shuck and went all the way to the wall. Had it been a runner with substantial speed, you might have been a triple there. Instead, it's a double.
Pretty nice piece of hitting, too. That was a curveball, as we mentioned. Dylan Peters has a pretty good curveball, and I don't know if he was just sitting on it or what with 2 strikes. That's not easy to do, but he just took an outside curveball and banged it down the left field line from the left side. Nice piece of hitting.
And it brings to the plate Jorge Mateo. Scoreless ball game here in the 3rd. Mateo steps in, and the pitch is going to be taken here for a strike, 0-1. No balls and a strike now with 1 away. Kicks taking on Nashville. Ball game here in the 3rd. The 0-1 pitch going to be swung on and fouled off right here at the plate for a strike. It's now 0-1. Make that 0-2 here to the hitter, Jorge Mateo. No
the 9
balls.
hole again tonight.
0-2 now with one away now to the batter, Mateo.
He had a triple, walked, and got hit by a pitch and scored a run in that runaway top of the 10th.
No balls, 2 strikes here, and the 0-2 pitch is going to be up and away here for a ball, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes here to the batter, Mateo.
Not making apologies for what happened to Nick Whitgren, but, you know, he had to start that top of the 10th with a runner at second. He got a ground ball to shortstop, and that runner started heading for third, and
he was going to be out.
He was going to be out, and Peter Mooney hit him right in the back with the ball. It got away up against the fence in front of the visiting dugout. Nobody was there, and that runner came around and scored, and the other guy got to second base, and it just turned it. From there, it just went south for Nick Whitgren. What a tough night.
An inning in which 8 batters came to the plate. They scored 4 times. 2-2 pitch.
That was hard to watch because, you know, like I said, if we hold them in the 9th, which we didn't do, you know, Whitgren was in the 9th, and if he had got the first hitter out and gotten 3 hitters out, we win the ball game. It didn't happen.
2 balls and 2 strikes here, and the 2-2 pitch going to be swung on and struck him out.
That was a little bit of a slider, too. I think they've been getting good swings at his curveball, but I think that was a little bit of a slider, and seemed like it worked.
So with 2 outs and a runner at second base, it brings up the top of the batting order now, and Boog Powell. So Boog steps into the batter's box here. And the pitch here to Powell is going to be taken for a strike, and it's now 0-1 now to the hitter.
You know, if you played against Boog Powell, you remember he had a pretty big silhouette. He was sort of built like a refrigerator, kind of square.
Well, 1 pitch popped him up.
He was a big guy.
He was a big guy. I remember his mug.
Hard.
I know his mug was that big, like, round, you know.
He was just a large fella. And
yep.
His motto for hitting was swing hard in case you hit it. And he hit it a few times. Tell you that. He was a pretty good player.
Those old Oriole teams where it was, what was
Brooks Robinson, Frank
What was
Robinson?
the phrase? It was live or die off like a 3-run homer or whatever. It was something like that pitch.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but it was you know, they were never a small ball team. It was always about a home run.
Well, almost everybody in the lineup could take you deep.
Yep.
And not smarter than a 3-run home run.
Back at Old Memorial Stadium, as the pitch going to be up and away.
Earl Weaver.
2 balls and 2 strikes now with 2 away.
And I was at Williamsport in Double-A my first year in 1964 with the New York Mets minor leagues, and Earl Weaver was the manager at Elmira, which was the Double-A team for the Orioles.
2-2 pitch swung through, struck him out. It's a strikeout victim, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, and a man left on base. Our ball game is going to move into the home half of inning number 3. It is the Cakes and the Nashville Sounds. We're scoreless. This is Cakes Baseball. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Cakes taking on the Nashville Sounds tonight. It's a scoreless ball game here at the ballpark. Hampton Farms Peanuts, America's #1 in-shell peanut brand and the official peanut of your New Orleans baby cakes. Picks them up at your local grocer. Stepping into the batter's box here for New Orleans is going to be the right fielder Braxton Lee. So Lee will step into the batter's box. .213 batting average. Brax shows bunt, but took it here for a strike. 0-1. No balls and 1 strike now here with nobody out.
1 for 5 last night with a base hit. He's been showing more bunt.
One pitch, sharply hit ball, hit towards first. Up with the, I should say, the second baseman, Barreto, who tosses it on to first base for the putout. And there's one away.
Ripped, and a great play by Barreto.
So with one away, it brings up the shortstop, Mooney.
Did you think when the ball was hit to him by Boog Powell leading off the ball game softly on a curveball, did you think Mooney had any chance to get him?
Yeah, I did.
If he hurried up a little more,
I don't know if Mooney could have did anything better. I thought he could get him, and then obviously as the play evolved, as Mooney picked it up, I was like, it ain't going to work out.
Like
I saw how far Powell was down the line, and I saw where he was, and I realized that that throw wasn't going to get there in
down
time.
there. Yeah, it was a tough one on his backhand anyway. So, no, I just threw the question out there because
I don't know if, Ozzie Smith could have got him, or, or
you'd have had to have a serious gun to get it across there.
Right.
Any
I just think I don't think it was anything Mooney did wrong. I think it was just one of those plays. As the 3-0 pitch is a strike. He thought it was ball 4.
I know. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Huh? Strike? Yeah?
Yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah? Okay.
3 balls and a strike, and the 3-1. And he's going to swing away at this one and foul it off. Third base side will try it again. And the count is now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Mooney still hitting 300.
3-2 pitch awaiting the batter, Peter Mooney.
4 for his last 20. That's a little quiet, but
There's the 3-2 delivery. Going to be popped up, foul territory. Into the upper deck on the third base side, and we'll try it again now with the count being a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Be a shame to fall out of the 300 point mark at this late in the game.
3-2 pitch popped him up into shallow center field, and the center fielder Fowler coming in. Who was it for the Mets a few years ago who didn't play the last game of the season to protect their 240 batting average?
Yeah, I mean, you want a guy to hit and play and hit and do it.
Here's Brinson.
I don't know. I've seen guys do things that I know, like that were like hard to admire.
Pitch going to miss away here for a ball. It's now 1-0 now to the batter, Lewis Brinson.
Hit a ball up in the air. Wind is dead still here at the Shrine on Airline. Quiet.
1-0 pitch swung on and missed here for a strike, and the count a ball and a strike now to the batter. 1-1 now with 2 down here to the batter, Lewis Brinson.
Ramirez for Nashville's been a 1-2 inning guy. This is his 3rd inning of work on a bullpen night. We'll see how far he goes.
Pitch going to miss here, and it's now 2 balls and a strike now with 2 down here to the batter, Brinson. Lewis Brinson at the plate. Here's the 2-ball, 1-strike pitch. And the delivery going to be just outside for a ball. And it's now 3 balls and a strike now to the batter, Lewis Brinson.
Need your focus here, get a good pitch kind of deal.
3-1 pitch now to the hitter. And the 3-1 delivery is going to be a fly ball into right. And the right fielder is there, and Boog Powell, and the catch is made, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We've played 3. It's the Cakes and Sounds. Scoreless after 3 innings tonight here at the Shrine. Cakes coming to bat. This is Cakes Baseball. We've played 3 for New Orleans. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. For Nashville, no runs on 2 hits and no errors. Tim Grubbs, Ron Swoboda back here at the Shrine on Airline as our ball game moves on into the top half of inning number 4. Franklin Barreto struck out looking at his first at bat, and he takes the first pitch inside here for ball 1.
Yeah, Franklin was called up and down about 3 or 4 times this year to the big leagues. He was up last year with Oakland for a little bit, but Barreto, he's been on the yo-yo and back and forth to the big leagues and actually did pretty good. You know, if you think about it, when you're coming and going like that, he hit 246 in the big leagues. Wouldn't be a shock. He might be a guy they need to call up when rosters expand. But
1-1 pitch, swung out and missed here for a strike.
He had 4 home runs, 13 RBIs, and 61 at-bats, so he was productive.
1 ball and 2 strikes now to the batter, Barreto. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Ball game here in the top of the 4th, and the 1-2 pitch going to be missed here for a ball, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 now to the hitter. And the 2-2 pitch going to be swung on and struck him out. Barreto, a strikeout victim.
That's number 6, by the way. And I think it was that slider again. You know, it was funny. It's a pitch, you know, in like 86. Down in the zone, little cutter, kind of, it almost looks more like a little cutter rather than a slider.
So Dustin Fowler will step into the batter's box, and the pitch is going to be taken here for a ball.
Seemed like they were getting a couple of pretty decent swings at his curveball, especially the left-handers, which is odd.
This one, a ground ball up the middle into center field. A base hit.
That was a fastball, and it was tattooed.
Now batting for Nashville, designated hitter, number 10, Anthony Garcia.
So with a runner aboard at first base, it brings to the plate Anthony Garcia. So Garcia will step into the batter's box.
Garcia hit a couple of bombs last night, and of course his home run in the 9th inning tied this thing up leading off. He had a pretty good pitch off of Nick Whitgren. Quick hand, that fastball in on him that he drove out of here to left center field. He's got 23 home runs, 2 of them last night, and that's, we mentioned to you, this is the best year he's had by far. He's certainly put himself in the picture, I would think.
0-1 now, and the pitch taken here for a strike. It's now no balls and 2 strikes here to the batter, Anthony Garcia. It is the Cakes. It is the Nashville Sounds. Our ball game here in the 4th inning. Short lead off the bag at first base. No balls and 2 strikes here, and the 0-2 pitch is going to be swung on and struck him out. A punch out of Garcia.
I don't know if that's his changeup or his slider. I'm trying to figure it out, but it's off speed, and it's the ticket.
So it brings up Sheldon Noisy, who grounded into a double play ball back in his first at bat. Of course, every time we ground into a double play, it's opportunity for you to bring that ticket from the ball game for a free cup of gumbo tomorrow at Acme Oyster House. So with 2 outs and a runner at first base, Sheldon Noisy at the plate.
The races have just begun.
Yeah. There have been some loud bikes tonight out there on Airline Drive.
Picking all that up.
As the pitch,
where was that?
or as they used to call it, Airline Highway.
Yes, they did.
Until a certain televangelist ruined that street. One ball and no strikes.
I have sinned.
The seedy strip.
Jimmy Swaggart.
1 ball and no strikes. Ground ball hit towards short. Shortstop is up with it. Flips to second base for the force. And the inning is over. No runs, a hit, and a man left on base. Our ball game will head to the 4th inning, the bottom of the 4th inning. It's been quiet so far. Scoreless ball game here between the Cakes and the Sounds. This is Cakes Baseball. Isan Diaz will step into the batter's box to lead things off here in the top of the 4th. Diaz steps in, grounded out to the first baseman in his first at bat. Big swing and a miss here for a strike. 0-1 now to the batter, Isan Diaz.
Big downer, like slider downer. He throws one straight over the top that goes down pretty hard.
No balls and a strike now to the hitter. The 0-1 pitch going to miss inside here for a ball. And it's now 1 ball and 1 strike here to the hitter, Diaz.
It looked like a better pitch than the one he swung at, but it was a ball.
1 ball and 1 strike now to the batter, Diaz, and the pitch going to miss for a ball. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike now to the batter, Isan Diaz.
3rd time this year that Ramirez has pitched against the Baby Cakes. We haven't scored a run off him yet.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Going to be just outside here for a ball. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike now to the batter, Isan Diaz. Cakes, Nashville Sounds. Ball game here in the 4th inning. Here's the 3-1 and a line shot into right field. It'll be a base hit. Big turn at first base is going to be Isan Diaz.
He starts it off. Good at-bat. He tried to run that fastball by him, left it out over the plate, and Isan, who's locked it in a little bit. I mean, he's last 2-3 games, he's been swinging the bat pretty good, and we're starting to see that kind of contact.
Here's Christian Adames, who will step into the batter's box. Adames, who flied to center field back in the 1st inning, will step in.
Adames is 9 for his last 17 as he
fouls this one off down the 3rd base line.
Flied out to center field his first time up, but you go back 10 games, or his last 8 games, Adames is 11 for 29 with 6 runs driven in. He has been doing it from both sides of the plate as a switch hitter.
A 1 pitch going to be taken outside here for a ball, and the count evens now at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 now to the hitter.
So far tonight, Ramirez has kept the ball out of the middle of the plate, and except for that first at-bat.
1-1 pitch, a fly ball into right center field. Coming in is going to be the center fielder. He's going to make the catch. They're going to try to double off the runner at first base, and Fowler made the throw in, but because he threw the ball without setting his feet, it was a little bit up the line. Yeah, it was worth a shot.
He threw it on the run. I tell you, he ran a good ways to get to that ball.
Yeah, he did.
Unfortunately, Adames kind of floated it out there. If he had hit it more on the line, the center fielder Fowler does not get to that ball, but it had enough air under it.
Dean Kekeffer is warming up in the Sounds bullpen down the left field line. But we've got nothing off of Ramirez so far. It might be a good idea to get into their pen. Here's Peter O'Brien. Ground ball up the middle into center field. It's a base hit. Isan Diaz will stop at second base.
Nice.
Station to station, advancing 90 feet.
Well, this is pretty far out there for him. I mean, they might start feeling like they need to get Kiefer ready, and he hasn't gone 3 innings this year, and now he's pitching into the 4th. Ramirez is, and he might be a little further down the road.
He's only thrown 46 pitches.
Yes.
So stepping into the batter's box is going to be Talise, who singled to right field and stole a base. The pitch is going to be taken inside here for a ball. It's now 1-0.
I think they got to give some thought to. He's not thrown 46 pitches in 42 pitches one time in 2 2/3 innings work is the most he's accumulated this year.
Here's the 1-0 pitch, a ground ball right side. Second baseman bobbled it, picks it up, throws it to first base, and he just does get him. Well,
I wonder if he was thinking, I'll turn this one over, and just kicked it. Trying to think double play instead of catch it first.
Here's the left fielder, J.B. Shuck. Shuck will step into the batter's box here in the 4th inning. Cakes have runners at second and third. You know, if that's a different runner than Talise, it's probably an error on Barreto, and we've got the bases loaded with 1 out.
Entirely possible.
Yeah, especially if it's a guy like Shuck. You know, he would have beat it out.
Well, Shuck can't do some big damage here with a knock.
But I say that, but at the same time, the fielder knows that too. And he knew he had a little bit more time to make sure he had the proper grip. He might have rushed it and still got him had it been a different runner, knowing what was at stake.
For sure.
1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 now to the batter. Here to the batter, J.B. Shuck. And the pitch going to be taken here for a ball. It's now 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 now to the hitter. Here's the 2-ball, 1 strike pitch. And the 2-1 delivery taken here.
Was it?
2 balls and 2 strikes.
That thing. Check that track, man. Ah, that's a good pitch.
Close?
It's a good pitch.
Here's the 2-ball, 2 strike pitch. Here to the batter, J.B. Shuck. And the 2-2 is going to be fouled off, and we'll try it again. Two balls and 2 strikes here to the batter. J.B. Shuck. Cakes have got themselves runners at second and third base. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Swung on and fouled off third base side.
Another slider. That was more hittable. He left that one out over the plate and up a little bit, but it had some bend to it, and Shuck was under it, fouled it back. But it was a pitch that he could have hit.
2 balls and 2 strikes now to the hitter. And the 2-2 delivery, swung on and struck him out. Cakes miss out on a scoring opportunity. We get runners at second and third. Couldn't bring them in. No runs, couple of hits, couple of men left. 4 in the books tonight from the Shrine. Scoreless. This is Cakes Baseball. Back here at the ballpark, Cakes and the Nashville Sounds. Our ball game is going to head into the top of the 5th inning. Cakes had a scoring opportunity in the bottom of the 4th, could not score. So we head to the top of the 5th inning. Some folks having a good time out in the swimming pool here tonight on a warm August night here in New Orleans. Well, folks, just 5 games remain after tonight's ball game. We're home tomorrow night for another Budweiser Thirsty Thursday. Also, you can bring your dog to the ballpark tomorrow night. Raising Cane's Dog Days of Summer. It's our last one. That's tomorrow night. First pitch, 7 p.m. Cakes hosting the Nashville Sounds. And then we home this weekend. Friday night, our big fireworks night, our final one of the season. Fan Appreciation Night. Here's BJ Boyd.
It'll be almost done.
Yeah, we're done next Monday afternoon. Little day game. We'll put a bow on it. 0-1 pitch going to be taken outside here for a ball.
Well, we could start by getting them out here and coming in and scoring some runs for Dylan Peters, who's done a pretty darn good job tonight, pitching here in the 5th inning.
1 ball and 1 strike now to the batter, BJ Boyd. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Here to the left-handed batter, and the pitch here from Dylan Peters is a ground ball right side. Second baseman is charging in as Isan Diaz.
Nice.
Gonna pick it up, throw it on to first base for the putout, and there's 1 away. So with 1 down, it brings to the plate Steve Lombardozzi, the first baseman.
Pretty slick play by Diaz, who can make them as slick as you need them sometimes. He can move, he has range, and boy, does he get rid of the ball quickly.
So Lombo steps into the batter's box, a little roller hit back towards the pitcher. Peters will pick it up, and Dylan Peters will take it himself. He just picked it up and just said to himself, I'm just going to take it all the way, 1 unassisted.
You're running in that direction, you might as well. While you're at it, step on the base.
2 up and 2 down here in the 5th inning.
You don't see it happen that often, but the way that ball was rolling and the way Dylan Peters had to scoot to get to it.
I honestly think it should happen more often. I feel like sometimes they throw it, and there's probably a higher risk of something going wrong with the throw than it would be if you just continued to run with the ball and stepped on the bag.
Save themselves some steps, I guess.
I guess. Nothing in 1. Well, you got to get 10,000 steps a day anyway, so might as well get a few more in.
Who said that? I try not to.
That's the recommended. That's what you're supposed to get.
That's right.
No balls and 2 strikes. And
somebody asked me, what do I do in the offseason? I said, I don't, as little as possible, and I don't start that till noon. That was like, that was Bum Phillips one time. The old
I don't start that till noon. 0-2 pitch, and this one is going to be a ground ball up the middle. And
I interviewed Bum one time when he retired, and I said, so, Bum, what are you doing now? And he says, this was his answer. He says, I ain't doing a damn thing. He says, and I don't start that till noon. And I thought, I said,
Bum.
Well, Bum, I think I could handle that.
Yeah. Well,
oh,
he never
was
did.
a good man. I'll tell you what, he was a good
the door
man.
in.
He was a good. That's it. You don't want to. We're not going to knock on the door.
We're going to kick the door in.
Unfortunately, it didn't happen for him.
No,
here.
it didn't. 1 ball
what
and
Bum
no strikes.
Phillips did is his drafts gave the team the core of talent that Jim Mora took to the playoffs and never won one.
1 ball and no strikes here, and the 1-0 pitch is going to be swung on and fouled back. Ball and a strike now to the batter, Jorge Mateo. Runner at first.
If you look at the players the Saints had drafted while Bum Phillips was head coach, that was the core of the guys. You know, Mora brought in some guys like
he brought some USFL guys
Vaughn
in.
Johnson,
Yeah.
Sam Mills, filled out that four-man linebacking core, no doubt about it. But the core of that team was guys that Bum Phillips brought in.
2-1 pitch, fly ball into shallow
fall.
center. This is trouble. Brinson is coming in, but he's not going to get to it.
Wow.
Broken bat single for Jorge Mateo. And we've got ourselves runners at first and second to the sounds here in the 5th inning. And it brings up the top of the batting order as Boog Powell. They broke that bat.
That bat's
sawed
no
it
more
right in
good.
half.
You're going to have to get a new one.
Yep.
And you know what? That's not one you can put some nails in and fix it. Remember how you used to do that when you were a kid?
You're not fixing that bat.
We'd drive some nails in it and wrap it up with tape and play some more.
Well, Dakota gets the bat. There's a kid that's hawks for bats, and I saw him. He ran right to the spot, and the bat boy hooked him up.
Go foul.
And he better be careful with that bat, as there may be some splinters, as that wood was broken up pretty good.
It's self-destructive, but I know one thing. If you're a hitter and you break a bat and get a base hit, you hope you break one every time up there.
Pricey,
pretty soon you'll be breaking other guys' bats.
0-1 now with 2 away. It'll cost you some bucks if you keep breaking those bats.
Cost the team.
Well, 1 pitch, ground ball right side. Second baseman is up with it. Tosses it on to first base for the out. And the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, and a couple of men left. Nashville threatens in the top of the 5th, but leaves them. Our ball game will move into the bottom of the 5th. Tried on Airline here on a Wednesday night. It's the Cakes and Sounds, and we're scoreless. Back here at the ballpark, it is the Cakes and the Sounds. Ramirez's night is over.
Good job by him, for sure.
Yeah. He ran himself into some trouble last inning, his longest work of the year. 4 innings pitched, allowed 3 hits, but did not allow a run, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 2. And it brings in another former Cardinal, Dean Kiekeffer.
Yes, indeed.
A scoreless ball game rolls into the bottom of the 5th inning.
36th round pick by the St. Louis Cardinals. Now imagine this. You're 29 years old. You came into this game as a 36th round pick back in 2010. You're in your 9th year playing. That's pretty amazing to me. With some big league time along the way.
A 1 pitch going to be outside here for ball, and the count is even now at 1 ball and 1 strike now to the batter, Chad Wallach.
Now, he hasn't been in the big league since 2016 with the St. Louis Cardinals.
1-1 pitch swung on and missed here for a strike, and it's now a ball and 2 strikes.
That, in fact, was his only time in the big leagues. He's not a hard thrower. Kiekeffer probably gets it up there in the neighborhood of 87, 88 with a slider.
Ball and 2 strikes now to the batter, Chad Wallach.
And a changeup. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a curveball in there, but I'm not sure. I think he just tries to sink that fastball and slide it on you.
1-2 pitch. Line drive into left field. It'll be a base hit.
All right.
A single for Wallach.
Ramirez was such a handful. Kiekeffer might seem like a better deal if you're hitting.
Well, you know, it happens a lot. You know, when you give way to the bullpen, sometimes it opens the door for an offense to come alive. As Braxton Lee's going to square and put down a bunt. Kiekeffer's up with it. Goes it to first base. It hit him. So the Kicks are going to have themselves runners at first and second here. I thought he was going to beat it out anyway.
Well, that's going to be an interesting call because he really had to hurry it.
It is scored a base hit.
Good.
Yeah, I was thinking, you know, even though the ball was dropped, that was a tremendous effort.
I thought, did it hit him in the back?
And I was thinking he was going to beat it out anyway, so I think it's a good call with it being a hit. Runners at first and second base. And it brings to the plate the shortstop, Peter Mooney. I think it did hit him. So Mooney in the number 9 spot tonight. And now Mooney shows bunt.
Yep.
Hey, it worked a moment ago. Why wouldn't you do it again?
Well, we're in a situation where this is a nuttin' game. We're in the bottom of the 5th.
They're getting late. Well, it's
you
middle
need him
of the
to
game.
get him over for the top end of the order, I think.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, they're ready for it. Third baseman Noisy up on the grass at third, pinched in. Mooney shows bunt, peels back, and the pitch misses here for ball 2. It's now 2 balls and no strikes.
It's another slider from Kiekeffer.
2-0 now to the batter, Peter Mooney. Two balls and no strikes. And the pitch stabbed at it, and it takes it for a strike.
What was that? I think that was his fastball.
2 balls and a strike now with runners at first and second base. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Here to the batter, Peter Mooney, and he squares to bunt. Kiekeffer's going to pick it up. He's going to throw to third for 1, and he almost got a double play. That one didn't work out.
Well, he bunted it right back to him.
Yep.
More or less, that's just, you got to make the third baseman field the ball, and Peter Mooney couldn't do that.
A failed sacrifice. 1-5. That's not how you drew that one up. And this will bring to the plate the top of the batting order here. And the center fielder, Lewis Brinson, who's 0 for 2 tonight. He's flied to center, flied to right.
He's had a knock in every game he's played in since coming back from that knee injury.
Brinson steps in, and the pitch is going to be taken here for ball 1.
It was like an inflammation. He said he shocked his hip. I'm sorry. He shocked his hip. And it kind of flared up on him. But it is good now, and he's...
Ground ball up the middle.
Yeah,
this will be a base hit. They're going to send the runner on third, and he will score. Lewis Brinson. First pitch swinging, bangs it into center field. Braxton Lee scores from second, and the Kicks are on the board. New Orleans getting the game's first run here in the 5th inning on an RBI single from Lewis Brinson.
The boy Lewis.
This will bring to the plate the second baseman, Isan Diaz. So with runners at first and second base.
Well, we were on the board last night 3 times before Nashville and ended up letting it get away. Let's hope we can hold this one tonight and build on it maybe right here.
Ball and no strikes now to the batter, Isan Diaz. And the 1-0 pitch going to miss away here for ball. It's now 2 balls and no strikes here to the hitter. 2-0 now to the batter, Isan Diaz. And the 2-0 pitch with runners at first and second base, and the delivery going to be outside for a ball. It's now 3 balls and no strikes here to the hitter, Isan Diaz. 3-0 now with 1 away here to the hitter. 3-0 pitch taken for a strike. 3-1.
Get a good pitch.
Runners at first and second base. Ground ball hit towards short. And this should turn double play. Flips it to second for 1. back to first base, 6-4-3. They turn their second double play ball of the night, and Cakes do get a run in the inning. New Orleans gets an RBI base hit off the bat of Lewis Brinson. 1 run on 3 hits and a man left. 5 in the books from the Shrine on. Cakes get a run in the bottom of the 5th. New Orleans striking with the run and taking a 1-0 advantage. Stepping into the batter's box is Franklin Barreto. Swung on and missed here for a strike. 0-1 now to the batter, Franklin Barreto. Dylan Peters been sharp tonight. The Cakes left-hander. 7 punch-outs in 5 innings, 1 shy of his season high.
No cutter there that I thought been very effective for him. I need to ask him tomorrow at some point what that was, but it looks like a little cutter slider thing he's using and using effectively.
No balls and 2 strikes now to the batter, Franklin Barreto, and the 0-2 pitch going to be up and in for a ball. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes here to the hitter. 1-2 now to the batter. 1-0 our score. Here's the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Swung on and
Nice
struck him out.
That wasn't a burner, but it had good location. He got it up and in. It was 90. He's been throwing 92 plus tonight.
So with 1 out, it brings to the plate the center fielder, Dustin Fowler.
8th strikeout.
Fowler, who struck out looking back in the 1st, singled in the 4th. Steps into the batter's box, and it's going to be popped up foul territory, 3rd base side. Up onto the promenade and out of play. We'll try it again.
8 and 9 hole hitter got 2 out singles back in the 5th, but Peters got out of that trouble, no problem.
1 ball and 1 strike now to the batter, Dustin Fowler.
Came over with Jorge Mateo from the Yankees back in that Sonny Gray deal. I guess that was last year.
Yeah, last year at the deadline, the
Yep.
1-1 pitch swung out and missed here for a strike.
You were talking about Sonny Gray and the Yankees not being a love story.
I would assume Sonny Gray will be traded this offseason. I thought he would get traded at the deadline. I just think that the Yankees they weren't going to just give him up. They want to get some, and he's a good pitcher. I just think he needs to land at a different spot. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Not everybody can take.
Not everybody can take New York or Philadelphia. Those are some tough places. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and the 2-2 pitch. This one's going to be ripped down the line.
Philadelphia. That's where
they boo Santa Claus.
Say they boo Easter egg hunts.
Yeah, they boo everything in Philadelphia. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Where did it get the name of the city of brotherly love? They must have, some public relations firm way back in must have made that one up. There's strikeout number 9. How about that?
How about that? That, I believe, is a new career high for Dylan Peters.
That's pretty interesting. You know, he's always been kind of a contact guy. He's had 7 strikeouts this year, 1 time. Twice. He had 7 strikeouts, so 8 is the best he had this year.
That's a new career high for Dylan Peters.
That's awesome.
New career best. No balls and a strike. How about that? He had originally had his career high was 8 back in 2016. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch here to the batter, Anthony Garcia. And the 0-1 pitch is going to be swung on and fouled back. And we'll try it again now with the count being no balls and 2 strikes.
This is a team that will strike out a little bit. They're about 2nd in the league in team Ks. 15K.
Well, that used to be a bad thing, but in this day and age, it's no longer. 0-2 pitch going to be up and away.
Nobody up, so with 2 outs, I would assume, unless somebody bounces up when this inning is over. Peters is a guy who can go 7, 8 if he has to.
Dylan, 83 pitches.
That's not bad, is it?
Not bad.
You don't want to.
2 balls and 2 strikes now to the batter, Anthony Garcia.
This is a guy you just don't want to make a mistake on because it'll go a long way.
2 balls and 2 strikes now with 2 outs here to the batter, Anthony Garcia, who's reached on a walk and has struck out. And the 2-2 delivery now to the hitter. Swung on and a fly ball into center field. Lewis Brinson is heading out. Brinson gets underneath it, makes the catch, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. Our ball game, folks, is going to head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Cakes have got themselves a 1-0 advantage. Back here at the ballpark, Cakes and the Nashville Sounds. Our ball game moves into the bottom half of the 6th inning. Tim Grubbs, Ron Swoboda joining you. Budweiser Thirsty Thursday tomorrow night here at the ballpark as the homestand continues, and then fireworks Friday on Friday night. 6 o'clock starts Saturday, 6 o'clock starts Sunday night baseball, and then we wrap up the series on Monday, a day game, Labor Day. For tickets and information, visit cakesbaseball.com. Christian Adames will step into the batter's box, and he takes the pitch here for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch taken for a strike, and the count evens now. Tim Grubbs, Ron Swoboda sitting here in the Bart's Office Furniture Studios here at the Shrine on Airline on this beautiful night. The 1-1 pitch taken here. Breaking ball for a strike, and it's now a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 now to the hitter, Adames. 1-0 Cakes. And here's the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch and a check swing. It takes a 1-hopper to Barreto, who's going to pick it up, throw it onto first base, and Adames is retired for out number 1 here in the home half of the 6th inning. Cakes are out in front 1-0, and it brings to the plate Peter O'Brien for the 3rd time tonight. He has singled and struck out. O'Brien having a tremendous month of August. He's really done some He's really done some damage this month.
Yeah, look, he's always going to be a little better fastball hitter, but, you know, he tells me that he takes curveballs off the curveball machine every day at home.
27 RBI in 26 games this month.
That's not bad, is it?
That's not bad. Well,
get 1 a month?
9 homers this month.
1 a day, rather?
He's got 9 homers in 26 games, so you figure that
was a tough pitch by Kiekeffer, and
1-1 pitch, a ground ball hit towards short. Mateo is up with it, throws it onto first base for the out. 2 up and 2 down here in the 6th. And it brings up the designated hitter, Tomas Tillis. Tillis singled back in the 2nd inning, is grounded to second. Tomas at the plate here. 1 for 2 in the ball game, and the pitch is going to be taken here for a strike. 0-1 now to the batter, Tomas Tillis. 0-1. 0-1 pitch going to be popped up right side. Second baseman coming over, and he's going to get underneath it in Barreto, and the Cakes go very quietly here in the 6th. 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on base. Ball game is going to head to the 7th. 1-0 Kings. Back here at the ballpark. Cakes and Nashville. It's a 1-0 ball game. Sheldon Noisy will step into the batter's box. Grounded into a double play. Struck out. Grounded out to the shortstop.
You know, Dylan Peters, strike, has had really tremendous stuff tonight. But I've never seen him, and I'm going to say this, and I don't even know what it means. But I'm looking at him. I've never seen him look looser with his body. He's letting her go. He looks relaxed in his whole body style. His stuff is coming out of there good. He looks like he's used either his changeup or cutter slider thing, whatever that off-speed pitch is he's used. It's been very effective.
1 ball, 1 strike pitch going to be swung on and fouled back for a strike.
That was one right there. I think that was a slider. But it's like not a big breaker, mid-80s kind of thing. But he's been ready to pitch, gets up on the mound, and he's made, a lot of quality pitches. Hasn't walked anybody. And he just struck out number 10.
Well, already set this career strikeout mark. Just add to it.
Wow. Wow. That was a fastball, but, like I said, he's not burning up that velocity on his fastball, but it's sure been located, and he's sure been using that other stuff with it in a more coordinated way.
Here's B.J. Boyd, who will step into the batter's box. This one fouled off. 0-1 now to the batter.
I'd be very interested to see what hear what
it's the most strikeouts by any pitcher this season by the Cakes.
Look at this.
Little dribbler in front of the plate. Picked it up. Wallach will throw it on to first base.
2-3. That was a curveball that, was in a great location, had some good bite to it, and Boyd just rolled it over out in front of the plate, and Wallach jumped all over it. I'm telling you, this has been fun to watch.
Certainly has been impressive. There's Lombardozzi, who's flied to center, grounded out to the pitcher. And the pitch going to be taken here for a strike. So Lombo bats here with 2 down, and Cakes leading it by the score of 1-0. No balls and a strike now to the batter, Lombardozzi. Oh, 1 pitch. Peters. Yeah, 10 punch-outs tonight, the most by any pitcher by the Cakes all season. 1 ball and 1 strike. In fact, the last time a Cakes pitcher punched out 10 or more was Tom Kohler last August 4th against El Paso. He struck out 10.
Well, the thing is Dylan Peters just pitched against these guys on the 18th over there, and he went 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. He struck out 4 guys. Now that's more or less the same lineup.
1-2 pitch, ground ball, right side. Second baseman is Isan Diaz. He's going to toss it on to first base. That's probably it for him. But he gets us through 7. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. A strong performance tonight by Dylan Peters. Our ball game is heading to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time at the ballpark, as always. Presented to you by Massage Envy. Cakes lead at 1-0. should say up by a run. 1-0 our score. As here's Shuck, who will step into the batter's box.
I'd take another one or two if you could.
Yep. Here's a soft liner into right field, and it is going to be a base hit. Yeah, I would like to get another run or two because we saw what happened last night with a 1-run lead in the 9th inning.
Yeah, and I hate to think of it. Don't remind me. Jeez, it was just ugly. It just was a pretty well-played game right up to the top of the 9th, and then it started going the other way and turned into a train wreck before it was over, and that's something that can happen to you in baseball when things just snowball, and it snowballed in the wrong direction.
Here's the pitch here to the batter, Chad Wallach, who will step into the batter's box, and he takes the pitch here for strike one.
He had a base hit as the Baby Cakes singled 3 times in that 5th inning and scored once.
Well, one pitch taken here for ball. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike now to the batter, Chad Wallach. 1-1 now to the hitter. Wallach is at the plate. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss here for strike 2, and it's now the ball and 2 strikes.
Even a guy throwing in the 80s can throw a fastball by you. Set you up a little bit. You're thinking the other way sometimes, and then he just gives you what he's got, and your clock is not set on the right time.
1-2 pitch going to be just outside here for ball. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes now here to the batter, Chad Wallach.
Kiekeffer can get it to, you know, he can nudge around 90. That's top end for him just about. But he'll be upper 80s with his fastball, with movement, slider, and a changeup.
2-2 pitch swung on and a fly ball into right field. The right fielder is backpedaling, and Boog Powell gets underneath it and makes the catch for the out.
Pretty good hack at it by Wallach. He just got it up in the air. Slider, it looked like.
So with 1 down, it brings to the plate Braxton Lee, the right fielder who has singled and scored and grounded out to the second baseman. Red Sox beat the Marlins tonight 14-6.
Oh my.
Final score in from Fenway Park. Here's Braxton Lee, who steps into the batter's box.
Fenway Park.
Adam Conley, the former Zephyr and Cake, ends up suffering the loss. He falls to 3-4.
They hurt somebody tonight in a big way, it would seem. Red Sox capable of doing that.
Yes, they are. They are
formidable offense.
Unbelievable ball club this season, as the pitch is going to be check swing. 14-6 the final. Home runs for Miami from Austin Dean, his 3rd.
Right.
Derek Dietrich, his 16th. Couple of our former guys.
Well, they scored 6 times.
Yep.
That's
Trevor Richards got the start, allowed 3 runs in 5 2/3. That's not bad. That's what you expect out of your starting pitcher. But then the bullpen. Rosinski gave up 2 in 1/3 of an inning. Conley, 3 runs in 1/3 of an inning. 3 runs given up by Steckenrider in 0 innings. Javi Guerra, 3 runs in 2/3 of an inning, and Brett Graves did not give up a run. So 14 runs on 16 hits tonight.
Wow. They got into the pen a little bit there and roasted them.
They roasted them pretty good. So they get a big win. Boston, by the way, just picked up its 92nd win.
Wow.
It is August 29. They got more than a month left of the season, and they got 92 wins. This one's a ground ball. It's short. Looked like it could turn 2, but Cake's hustling, and Braxton Lee is in there ahead of the throw. They do get the lead runner in Shuck, 6-4 on the putout. 2 outs and a runner at first base.
6-4?
Yes, sir.
6-4 on the putout.
So the Marlins fall to 53-80, 22 games back of first place Atlanta. The Red Sox with their 92nd win, 7 games up on the Yankees.
The left-hander, Danny Colomb, is warming up in the pen for the visitors, the Nashville Sounds.
I read today, you know, Houston's 82-51, and there's a lot of Astros fans who listen into our broadcast and a lot of Houston fans here in New Orleans. People are thinking Houston's having a very disappointing year. They have 3 wins more on this day this year than they did a year ago, a year in which they won the World Series. What makes it disappointing is the fact that they're 10 games back of Boston. And that's just, I mean, you can't compare that. You know what I mean? Boston's just having a remarkable year. They may set the record for most wins in a single season, but it doesn't matter. If they don't win the World Series, it's a disappointing year.
Got to get there.
Right. And by the way, I think that the Baltimore Orioles might just bring down the Mets record.
That'll be terrible.
39-94. They've lost 15 of 17 since trading Machado. Pitch going to miss away here for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
120 losses is the record by the Mets for.
I know you weren't on that team, but it was, you know, it was before you got there. But
well, I had my share of 100 games,
100 losses
seasons, but I
you
didn't
guys
lose
turned it
120.
around. 1-2 pitch, ground ball, right side, second baseman Barreto up with it, throws it onto first base, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, and a man left on. We've played 7 here tonight from the Shrine on Airline. It is the Sounds and the Cakes. New Orleans out front. Our score here is 1-0 Cakes. Dylan Peters heading back out there. Last inning, I said that might be it for the New Orleans starter. No sirree. He's gone 7 innings, has struck out a career best 10, has allowed no runs on 5 hits. Peters has thrown 96 pitches, 64 for strikes. They're going to send him back out there to start this 8th inning. Kyle Keller is warming up in the pen.
Yeah, the local boy from Jesuit and Southeastern. Big arm down there. But they're going to see what they can get from.
Yeah, if you can get him another out or 2, why not? Keep him in there. And
he's gone 7 innings 4 times this year, Dylan Peters. Be cool if he could get he's got a season best in strikeouts. This has been a solid effort by him.
Pitch going to be taken here for a strike in the count. 1 ball and 1 strike now to the batter, Bruce Maxwell. 1-1 now to the hitter.
Double and a single by Maxwell.
Pitch going to miss, low and away here for a ball. It's now 2 balls and a strike now to the batter, Bruce Maxwell. 2-1 now to the hitter. And the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball, third base. Backhanded.
Picked.
Up with it. Throws across the diamond in time for the putout.
Interesting.
1 out here in the top of inning number 8.
Maxwell, 185 hitter against left-handed pitchers, and tonight he's really hit the ball good 3 times in a row. That was hit pretty decent at Adames, but he picked it.
The longest any Cake pitcher has dealt this season, 8 innings. Adam Conley did it back in Round Rock on May the 2nd. Sandy Alcantara pitched 8 against the Express on May 17th. A 1 pitch taken here for a strike, 0-2. Peters has gone 7 1/3, facing the number 9 batter Mateo here. No balls and 2 strikes. And the 0-2 delivery going to be taken here for a ball. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes here to the hitter.
Interesting. I said it before, his body English, to my way of looking at him, has never been anything but loose and confident tonight. Just loose and ready to go.
1-2 pitch, swung on, give him another punch out. That's number 11 on the day. Just continuing to add to a career best 11 strikeouts tonight for Dylan Peters. Well, you had a good conversation with him the other day in Round Rock. Maybe it was that interview that has sparked this fine performance.
Absolutely. I don't know. You know, I also think he likes being at home.
Oh, absolutely. The numbers don't lie when it comes to that.
But he's looked loose and easy the whole night, and he had an interesting, different sort of effort against, I think, a better hitting team in Round Rock. He gave up 9 hits and 2 runs in 6, was it? No, 7. He pitched 7 innings his last time out.
Yeah, they're going to use a pinch hitter here. So Boog Powell will have a seat. Here's Matt Joyce on a major league rehab assignment. Joyce was initially in the first draft of a starting lineup tonight by Nashville and then scratched. And now Joyce will get a pinch hit appearance. You know, in these American League games, you don't see pinch hitters very much because you don't have to hit for the pitcher. So yeah. Joyce on a rehab assignment, former Tampa Bay Ray, now with the Oakland A's. Matt Joyce.
Yeah, born in Tampa and drafted by Detroit and did, as you mentioned, play a good while with Tampa Bay in the big leagues. This is a guy that's put a lot of time in the big leagues. This is a big leaguer.
He went on the 10-day disabled list with a lumbar strain on June 6th.
240 lifetime hitter in the big leagues.
Fly ball down the left field line, foul, and we'll try it again. 141 games last year with Oakland, hit 243 with 68 RBI, 33 doubles, 25 homers. American League All-Star back in 2011 with the Tampa Bay Rays.
138 big league bombs with 457 RBIs. You got 3,321 big league at-bats. This is a seriously extended big leaguer, okay?
14 professional seasons.
That's amazing.
Just 34 years of age. Matt Joyce at the plate here. 1-0 Cakes lead. 2 outs here in the 8th. And the 2-2 pitch. He does it again. A huge strikeout for Dylan Peters. Make it a dozen as he makes his way back to the first base dugout. What an impressive performance tonight by the left-hander, Dylan Peters. We have played 7.5. Cakes have got themselves a 1-0 lead. This is Cakes Baseball. Dylan Peters just punched out his 12th batter of the night. I mentioned that's a season high, a career high. It also ties a franchise record accomplished by 6 guys in a New Orleans uniform over the years, most recently accomplished by the infamous Wade LeBlanc. So a impressive night here tonight.
That's really a great line.
Scott Ellerton did it. John Halama has done it. Tim Redding has done it. Brandon Knight did it. Wade LeBlanc most recently did it. And now add Dylan Peters.
Wow.
12 strikeouts, the most in franchise history by the Zephyrs/Cakes. Wow. Here's Lewis Brinson, who steps in. And Brinson takes the pitch here for a strike. Matt Joyce remains in the ballgame. He plays left. B.J. Boyd will move from left field to right field. And a new pitcher coming into the ballgame as well.
Danny
Coulombe.
Coulombe, upper 80s fastball with a curveball and a sort of cutter slider thing, but it's a curveball. He's just dropped a couple of them on Brinson there. The first one a called strike, the second one ball 1. Coulombe.
Coulombe. Coulombe from Scottsdale, Arizona. 28 years of age. Came over in a trade from the Dodgers. Pitch taken away here for a ball. We are in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Cakes lead it by the score of 1-0.
Baby Cakes have seen him this year. Just back on the 17th, he pitched a clean inning against the Cakes.
This one is going to be popped up.
And they play.
And the pitch is going to be, the catch is made by Lombardozzi, and Brinson is retired.
Coulombe time in the big leagues, and a good bit of it, starting with L.A., the Dodgers back in 2014, 2015, Oakland the rest of that year, and then Oakland 16, 17, and this year for 26 games. So there's another guy with 152 big league appearances.
Here's Isan Diaz, who steps into the batter's box, and the pitch is going to be up and in here for a ball. And it's now 1-0 now to the batter, Isan Diaz. Ball and no strikes. 3 infielders on the right side. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Going to be taken here for a strike, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 now with 1 away now to the batter, Diaz. Singled back in the 4th, is grounded to the first baseman and grounded into a double play. Coulombe, high kick, delivery, and the pitch is going to be just missed here for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. You'd have to assume Dylan Peters' night is over. Peters, who has struck out a dozen tonight in 8 innings, has thrown 109 pitches.
Oh, yeah.
72 for strikes. There has been some activity in the New Orleans bullpen. The 2-1 pitch swung on and fouled off. Peters, as we get a look at him in the dugout, having a good time talking to Jeff Brigham.
Yeah, man, I think he's got to be more than happy
Happy with his stuff tonight.
Oh, yeah. Look, he's a guy that's battled, even when his stuff is not crisp and good. I thought the other night he did that against Round Rock, where I thought he was in a little bit of trouble early on. They were hitting the ball pretty hard, but his stuff got crisper as he went along.
2-2 pitch, a line drive into left field. It's going to drop for a base hit.
Sweet.
Isan Diaz is going to be aboard. Cakes lead it by the slimmest of margins, by the way. A 1-0 ball game, so no reason to get too comfortable here. It'd be nice to get another run or two.
Well, you're going to see Barreto, Fowler, and Garcia, 3 of their better hitters. You're going to go through the meat portion of the lineup, and that looks like it's going to fall on Kyle Keller, the local boy.
Here's Christian Adames, who's 0 for 3 tonight. He has flied to center twice and is grounded out to the second baseman, and the pitch is going to be taken here for a strike. 0-1.
That fastball cracked 91.
No balls and a strike now to the batter, Adames. No balls and 1 strike now with 1 away, and the 0-1 pitch is going to miss inside here for a ball, and the count is a ball and a strike now to the batter, Christian Adames.
Born in St. Louis, Danny Coulombe, 28 years old. You mentioned that one. Dodgers drafted him in the 25th round out of Texas Tech.
1 ball and 1 strike now to the batter, Christian Adames.
That was in 2012.
Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it's going to be taken here for a ball. It's now 2 balls and a strike now to the batter, Adames. 2-1 now with 1 out.
No hits tonight for Christian. That's unusual for him. He's been stringing them together.
Yeah, it has been unusual. He's been on quite the roll as the 2-1 pitch going to be outside here for a ball. It's now 3 balls and a strike now to the batter, Adames. Adames has a 6-game hit streak on the line with this AB. Well, Fowler was able to extend his hit streak last night. It took him to the 10th inning before he was able to do it. 3 balls and a strike.
He had hits in 8 out of his last 10 games, so.
Throw over to first and back into the bag. Adames.
12 for his last 35. That's not counting tonight. 12 for his last 38.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. And now another toss over to first base and back into the bag. Is going to be Christian Adames. 3-1 now with 1 away now to the hitter. Here's the 3-ball, 1-strike pitch awaiting Christian Adames. Short lead off the bag at first base. The 3-1 pitch is going to be taken here for a strike, and it's now full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to the hitter, Christian Adames.
I wonder if he was just looking for something else or thought that was a ball. It was a fastball, and he took it.
3-2 now with 1 away now to the batter, Adames. The 3-2 pitch, sharply hit ball, ripped first base side foul, and we'll try it again now with the count being 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Took a little slider there that he let it travel a little too far.
1-0 our score. Cakes are on top. New Orleans at the plate here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Nashville today, their starting pitcher Ramirez went 4 innings, allowed no runs on 3 hits. Kiefer allowed 1 run on 4 hits in 3 innings of work. They throw to first. He's going to steal the base.
Well, he threw it, and the first baseman, Lombardozzi, like he didn't, either the shortstop didn't get over there in time, or he didn't have a grip on it. Now, he looked at second and never threw.
Never threw it. It is a stolen base.
Wow. He was dead meat, and he just didn't throw it.
Nope.
I don't know what happened there. I think he kept looking at him like, where were you?
Where were you?
You know?
3 balls and 2 strikes now to the batter, Adames. 0 for 3 in the ball game.
Well, this would be a nice opportunity.
Yeah, because now you move the runner into scoring position.
You need to get this one.
If Adames can get a base hit here, you get yourself another run. 3-2 pitch, Kulam, and it's going to be fouled off right at the plate, and it's now a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to the batter, Christian Adames.
That was a little cutter slider thing, it looked like. Located well down and in.
3 balls, 2 strikes now to the batter, Adames. Cakes sounds. It's a 1-0 ball game. Here's the 3-2 delivery now to the batter, Christian Adames. Swung on, and this one's a shot through the right side into right field.
He had to wait.
He had to be patient. Barreto, who is an unbelievable second baseman. If he catches that ball and you're off and running, it's a terrible double play.
No, you couldn't. That's a line drive. You weren't sure it was going to make it through. Isan Diaz did exactly the right thing. You got to hold it and see he could have dove and picked it, and you're doubled off of second base. You did the right thing with one out. It's first and third. And you got Peter O'Brien up there, a guy that, you know, you don't mind seeing in this situation. Let's see if he can make some contact here and get the baby cakes a run.
Adames extends his hit streak to 7 with that base hit. And Peter O'Brien takes the pitch inside here for a ball. It's now 1-0 now.
Not surprising he starts him off with that big curveball. He may see a couple more before this at-bat is over.
1 ball and no strikes now with 1 away. Runners at first and third base. Here's the 1 ball, no strike pitch. And the 1-0 delivery is going to be fouled back.
That's a great pitch there. That was a cutter, little cutter down and in. It's going to look like a fastball to you. Peter had a pretty good swing at it, but it was in primo location for that sort of pitch from the left-hander, Coulomb.
1 ball and 1 strike now to the batter, Pete O'Brien. 1 for 3 tonight. OB at the plate here. Here's the pitch from Coulomb, and the pitch is going to be inside for a ball. It's now 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 now to the hitter.
Cleary, I didn't want it to throw him anything straight. 2 curveballs and that kind of cutter thing.
Here's the 2 ball, 1 strike pitch now with 1 away now to the batter, Peter O'Brien. The 2-1 popped him up into right field. Is this deep enough to tag the runner? I think so. The right fielder, Boyd, is going to make the catch. They're going to tag the runner, and they're going to get him in. 2-0 Cakes.
Good job.
Well, Boyd just moved from left field to right field. O'Brien got it there, and coming in to score from third base is going to be Isan Diaz. Sac fly and a big run. 2-0 New Orleans.
Yeah, that's a big at-bat and a good one. Good at-bat.
And this will bring to the plate the designated hitter, Tomas Telis.
Didn't try to do too much. That's great at-bat.
So Telis will step in. He has singled. 1 for 3 officially today, as the pitch is going to be taken here for ball 1. 1-0 now with 2 outs here to the batter, Telis. Ball and no strikes now here to the hitter. The 1-0 delivery going to be taken here for a strike, and the count evens now at a ball and a strike now to the batter, Tomas Telis. One and 1 now with 2 outs. Our ball game, folks, here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Cakes up 2-0. And the pitch going to be taken here for a ball. It's now 2 balls and a strike. Cakes have out-hit him tonight, 9-5. Lead the ball game 2-0. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Sharply hit ball into left field. That's a base hit. Stopping at second base is Adames. Telis with a single. And it brings to the plate J.B. Shuck. Already has a hit tonight. Well, you get another hit here, drive in another run. So, J.B. Shuck at the plate is grounded to the pitcher, struck out, singled. J.B. will step, and now J.B. steps out. Shuck at the plate here with runners at first and second base. And here's the delivery. Going to be low and away now for a ball, and it's now 1-0 now to the batter, J.B. Shuck.
Well, this would be turnaround if you could put another couple of them up here. They sure unloaded on us in the top of the 10th last night and turned it into a laugher. We weren't laughing.
1 ball, no strike pitch, and the 1-0 delivery going to be swung on and missed here for a strike.
But there is no way to calculate until we see what happens in the top of the 9th inning. It's going to be Kyle Keller. An upper 90s fastball with a breaking ball behind it.
Ball and a strike now to the batter, J.B. Shuck. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and a fly ball down the third base line. Foul, and we'll try it again now with the count being at a ball and 2 strikes.
JB singled his last time up off a Kiekeffer.
Ball and 2 strikes now with 2 down. Here to the batter, J.B. Shuck. Here's the 1-2 pitch here to the batter. Runners at first and second base. And the 1-2 struck him out into the inning. So, in the inning, Cakes do pick up a run on 3 hits. They're going to leave a couple of men on. Our ball game is going to head to the 9th. Cakes are going to go to the bullpen. Kyle Keller will be coming in, try to close out a shutout here for New Orleans. Cakes out in front. Our score here at the Shrine on Airline, 2-0 New Orleans. Well, what a pitching performance tonight by Dylan Peters. Career best 12 punch-outs, matches a franchise record, 8 innings shutout baseball. He leaves the ball game with a 2-0 lead, and here comes Kyle Keller. Keller comes in here out of the bullpen for New Orleans, a chance to slam the door on this one. Appearing in his 4th game, he's allowed a run on 2 hits in 4 innings pitched, and the pitch is going to be taken here for ball 1. He's got a tough part of the order. Barreto, Fowler, and Garcia.
Well, we said mid to upper 90s, and he can live up there in that 96, 97
1-0
range.
Pitch. Swung
and
out
above. As he, this is a pretty good hitter, and I can tell you that fastball up there is a little hard to catch up to.
1 ball and 1 strike now to the batter, Franklin Barreto. And the 1-1 pitch going to be popped up down the first base line and into the seats. And we'll try it again now with the count being at a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 now to the batter, Franklin Barreto.
Keller, one of those young guys with big arms that you think has a chance to do something in the big leagues.
1-2 pitch going to be fouled back. Keller, just 25 years of age. 18th round pick out of Southeastern back in June of 2015. Franklin Barreto.
I'm told he sort of, as he's worked in the pros and worked the thing up a little bit. Yeah, baby.
1-2 pitch called. Third strike.
He didn't like it, but that was a pretty good slider.
Tough
outer
night
edge.
Franklin Barreto gets the golden sombrero, and here comes the music. Oh, you gotta love it.
Dude, that was 4Ks.
Chase Rich all over it.
That was a nasty slider, and I'll tell you what, that's going to get a few people out. 95, 96, and then the slide piece on the outer edge. See you later. My.
1 ball and no strikes now with 1 away. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Going to be swung on and fouled back. And we'll try it again now with the count being at a ball and a strike. 1-1.
Well, this is when you get a good read on a, you know, and you said 25 years old. It's not a baby out there. This is a
popped him up. This
man.
May play. Adames coming over.
Lean over.
Leaning
Yeah,
over
man.
the tarp, and he makes the catch. I haven't seen the tarp get put to such fine use than Christian Adames using it there to make a catch in foul ground.
That's the way you do it. It was up there a while, but you get yourself over there, and you know he's leaning up against the tarp roll, and he just kind of rolled into the seats and picked it. Very cool.
Anthony Garcia reached on a walk, has struck out and flied out to center. And Garcia takes the pitch here for a strike. 0-1.
98.
No balls and a strike. Garcia had 2 homers last night. He's 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. Here's Keller trying to slam the door on this one. And the 0-1 pitch, high fly ball, well hit to left. But we got a guy there. J.B. Shuck makes the catch and preserves this one. You can blow out the candles. The Kicks take game 2 of the series as they're going to shut the door on the Nashville Sounds tonight as they silence them, winning it 2-0. That'll even up the series after we blew the ball game late last night. The New Orleans offense did not have a ton tonight, but Dylan Peters was impressive. 8 innings.
Yeah, for a bullpen game, I think Nashville did a pretty good job on the hill. They got a run off of Kikefer, a run off of Coulomb, and beat them 2-0 because Dylan Peters just went out there and put a gem of a night on the mound. 8 innings, 12 K, career highs, and just solid effort. He just looked as cool as a cucumber on a hot night in New Orleans. Gotta love it.
Keller gets his first save. Kikefer gets tagged with his first loss of the year. He was 8-0. He'll fall to 8-1. It took 2 hours and 22 minutes here tonight, and the Kicks get themselves a very nice win as New Orleans shuts down the Nashville Sounds 2-0. Another shutout pitched by this ball club, our 12th shutout of the season, and the pitching staff getting it done here tonight.
Well, I'm tickled to death for Dylan Peters just because, you know, he went out there in the first inning, you went, wow, he looks just ready to go, and he never changed. His demeanor never changed. He filled up the strike zone with quality stuff. He using some of that off-speed stuff, you know, it's like a little cutter slider thing that, you know, not as many big curveballs. He located his fastball when he needed to set all that other stuff up. It just worked well off itself and rolled through this lineup tonight. He rolled through the lineup, and I'm happy for him.
He was very good tonight. Dylan Peters, the star of the show here tonight, as the Kicks out-hit Nashville 10-5, and they're going to pick up their 67th win, back to 500 at 67-67. We've got 5 to go. Tomorrow night here at the ballpark, it is a Budweiser Thirsty Thursday and a dog day of summer, presented to you by Raising Cane's. So discounted beers, bring your dog. We got 1 more of those, and the rubber match of this series with the Nashville Sounds. Cakes win it tonight, 2-0. Lisa Baque back at the studio on the radio side. Gabe and the crew on the TV side. For Ron Swoboda, Tim Grubb saying farewell. See you tomorrow, folks.